Welcome to Globe Arts, I'm Zoe and this is how to collage. Okay, so now we're going to look at collage. So before you stick anything down, we want to just get a general idea of where you want your figure or just the portrait, just a face to be on your page. I think I'm going to do like half of a body. So I want the head to generally be somewhere around here. Head, neck. And then I'm just going to block out a body. As simple as that. So I know that I want a background to cover all this, and then I can start thinking about clothing and where everything's going to go on there. I am going to keep the face of mine collage free because I want to paint that section, but that is entirely up to you. You can use paper on there, you can use paint, you can sketch it with pencils, pens, anything you want to do. So for my background, I am going to take inspiration from David Hockney, one of his famous collages. It's a self-portrait and he has got text in the background from a newspaper. So I am going to use an old encyclopedia and I am just going to cover the entire background with these pages. Okay, so now I've got the entire background covered. I just want to make sure none of these bits are sticking up, so just put a little bit of glue under these to keep it nice and flat. And then I need to work out where my clothes are going to go. So I'm going to do a t-shirt line there, that's going to be the neck. So as I said, I'm going to keep all of that clear for me to draw or paint onto that bit. So I need to put the arm creases in there. And then find some nice colours or some patterned papers that you like the look of. I think I might go for the pink polka dot. So you can carry on ripping and tearing, or if you need a bit more precision, you can use a scalpel or some scissors. And if you lay something over the top of a piece, and then just marking where you think you've got a section, so that should be the collar of the shirt. Let's have a little look. Yeah, and then we'll do the shoulders. Okay, so thinking about collage detail sections, I'm now going to work on the face, the arms that I've left there that we're just going to do skin colour, and then maybe working in some shadow and shading to give this body a little bit more definition. So I'm going to pop on some skin coloured bits of paper. You can make your own versions of these by just mixing some of your watercolours together and painting one of your pieces of paper beforehand. Or you might be able to find some bits in magazines. If you look in a beauty magazine or something like that, you'll find some faces. So I'm going to think back to when we were talking about shade. Where does the light hit? So I'm going to pick a bit of a mid-tone from the colours that I've got. So I'm going to pick this one just as a general tone, and then I can build up and around that one. So I'm going to do that under the hairline. I'm going to give myself pink hair, so I'm going to rip and tear some of this sugar paper to give me a bit of a texture. I'm just going to apply strips of this going around the face. Okay, so now I'm generally happy with the face and the shades that I've got on there, and I can fill that in with fine line for any details, and the eyes because they're just too small for me to get any colour in with paper. I'm now just going to move on to getting some skin tone on the arms, and then I'll just give a general shape so that I can go over with the fine liner or the Sharpie and just add in details that are way too small to do with collage. So for the hands, I'm just going to add on some shapes that are a little bit like what we call paddles, or it's kind of a quarter of a circle, I suppose you could say. And hands are actually bigger than you think. Your hand is the same size as your face, so you don't want to make it too small. So this hand is a little bit on the small side, but I think it'll do as just a base. Okay, so now I've left all of the paper of the collage to dry, I can finish off these last details with my fine liner or Sharpie. So I'm going to keep my face really quite basic. I'm just going to do a few little gesture lines to just hint at where things would be. So you can add as much or as little detail to this as you like, and you could then maybe do some patterns in the background, or you could layer up some more papers to make an even more interesting collage. It's entirely up to you, but that is generally enough.